What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as these videos go live. And don't forget to ground and pound that like button. Now, today's topic is on the breaking news that Conor McGregor is expecting his third child with fiance Dee Devlin and what this could mean for the UFC and the other fighters in the 155 division. And I'll talk more about that in just a moment. But first, I want to point out that I'm wearing a Competitive Origins Whatever It Takes t-shirt, and you can do whatever it takes and go to competitiveorigins.com. Now, if you type in promo code MMA34, you'll get 10% off your order. Now, a portion of the proceeds will go towards the channel so we can provide a better experience for you guys at home. You've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others. Competitive Origins. So, Conor McGregor on November 12th, 2016 made UFC history. In fact, he made MMA history, if you think about it. He went up against Eddie Alvarez at Madison Square Garden, I believe at UFC 205, and captured the belt. Now, by capturing the 155 belt, he did something that nobody else in history had done. He became the first double champion, the first person to hold two titles, basically in two weight classes simultaneously, which was an amazing feat, and he had a crazy 12 months, when you think about it. He won the 155 title at the end of the 12 months, but in the beginning of the 12 months, he actually beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds to capture the 145 title. Now, he was supposed to fight again, and Rafael dos Anjos pulled out of the fight last minute, and Nate Diaz filled in. They fought at 170 instead of Conor's weight class at 155, and Conor got submitted. Well, the next time around, Conor got the victory over Nate Diaz to even it out 1-1, and basically said, I'm ready to get the 155 title, back to business. And that's what he did. He beat Eddie Alvarez. He got both titles. Well, after he won that title, he basically came out and said, I'm expecting my first child. I got to take some time off. That basically he doesn't like putting the stress on his wife. She gets worried when he fights. And by May 2017, Conor had a new son. Now, in between that time, well, I should not say in between that time. After that, several months later, Conor went on to fight that guy. His name is Junior. It's a Mayweather. I believe Floyd. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's right. He went up against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and he did not do so well. Well, in the beginning rounds he did, but he ended up with the L. Well, it had been 23 months in between Conor fighting Alvarez to Conor going up for the 155 title again against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, Conor did not get the victory, as we all know. The neck crank submission in the fourth round, basically made him submit, and, it is what it is. Well, he went on to fight Donald Cowboy Cerrone this past year. That's right. In the beginning of the year, he fought Donald Cowboy Cerrone, but in between the Khabib Nurmagomedov fight and the Donald Cowboy Cerrone fight, Conor, had another child. That's right. Dee Devlin popped out a girl this time around. So Conor has two children. Well, he's set to fight Dustin Poirier January 23rd, 2021 for the closing out of International Fight Week that's going to take place overseas. Now, what's going to happen? Well, Conor, I think is going to get the victory. I think he has Dustin's number. He dusted him in the first time they fought, and I think he's going to dust him again. And I'll have a video, pretty soon, or I should say probably coming up before the fight actually takes place, where I kind of break down the fight and how I see it going. But say Conor were to get that victory in that fight, right? And Khabib agrees to come back out of retirement and defend his title against Conor McGregor. Well, if Conor is going to take time off like he's done two previous times, well, I don't think Khabib's going to wait. And if Khabib's not going to wait, then what's going to happen with his title defense? See, Conor McGregor beats Dustin, right? So therefore, Dustin would basically have an L. Well, Justin Gaethje most recently took an L from Khabib. So Dustin can't fight for the title. You know, Justin is not going to fight for the title because he just lost. So then maybe Dan the Hangman Hooker. And it's like you're thinking, well, Dan took a loss from Dustin Poirier as well. So he's not in any contention to fight for the title. So therefore you're thinking, okay, is it Charles Oliveira? Now, Charles Oliveira would be probably the highest ranked individual that has a win, I believe. So would the UFC put him in a title fight? I guess as a last resort maybe, but he doesn't have the star power behind him. So where do they go from there? Does the UFC maybe pull out a wild card and decide, you know what? Let's throw Tony Ferguson in the fire. Let's see if he can come out, if he can come off of a 2-loss streak and get this victory against Khabib Nurmagomedov. You know, the final fight of Khabib, you know, these guys have been meant to fight at least 5 or 6 times. Maybe this is the opportunity for it to happen. Now, I know you're thinking, you know, Tony is coming off of 2 straight losses. When does somebody who loses ever get an opportunity at a belt? And it's happened recently, actually. Jose Aldo fought Peter Yan for the title, and he was coming off of a loss. And other fighters have done it too. So it wouldn't be uncharacteristic for the UFC to throw somebody who hasn't won in his last fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, is it unlikely? Very possible. Now, say for instance, Conor gets the victory, but Khabib decides not to come out of retirement. Do they have Dustin versus Justin, you know, fight for the title? 2 losers go for the belt. That doesn't make sense either. You know, like I said, the Hangman's coming off a loss. Charles Oliveira is the only person with the victory, so maybe he fights somebody further down the list. And then you're kind of thinking like, okay, well, why is somebody out of the top 5 basically fighting for the title? That doesn't make very much sense. So Conor taking a sabbatical does throw a nail in the tire as far as how the inner workings of this whole 155 division, you know, works out if he were to get the victory over Dustin Poirier. Go into the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about if Conor were to take a sabbatical, or if you even feel he will take a sabbatical like he's done previously, you know, if he were to get the victory over Dustin Poirier. You know, how do you think it's going to mess up the whole 155 division? Do you think Khabib would be willing to wait for Conor if he said, hey, I'm having a child, you know, give me some time and I'll come back and we can do it? Let me know. Go into the comment section. I want to hear what you guys are thinking. You know, I think this is a pretty interesting topic. Not too many people are talking about this right now. And don't forget to go to competitiveorigins.com. Type in promo code MMA34. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm BPC. Have a great day.